he asked me if I was trying to start Battlefield in Sheik. Marth.
Yeah, so few people
and I was like, hell yeah.
want to go Battlefield. That's a real rare one.
Yeah, I mean, I do because Sheik obviously is really good on that stage, and I love having a top platform, which none of the other starters actually do.
True. Yep. You know, honestly, I think if I had a stage list, I think I would just make FOD people. No, excuse me, Stadium the only starter, because everyone's gonna go there anyway.
That's what like everyone's doing is the crazy thing.
Yeah, I think that's great because I think that's I love the SG stage list experiment, where everybody has a stage list for
a month. Yeah.
For the whole month, we have a stage list. And I think it's really cool because I think it's like it kind of we experiment with a lot of stuff. We experiment with different rule sets. It's by nature unserious, but also it's serious enough because it's a tournament.
It also depends who it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it depends. That's right. Some of the lists are really unserious.
Some are very goofy. Some are kind of like, what do I want a legitimate list to be, right?
Exactly. And a lot of them, we can experiment with funny new stages that we wouldn't otherwise put on the list, or sometimes people like, there's some people who really, really hate FOD, some people who love FOD, and so the FOD is going to make it on some of the stage lists, but not others.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's really interesting, because it's like, we see a different set of these stages all the time, but it seems like it's a very common theme that the first or only starter is Stadium.
Yep, very often it's just Stadium as a starter.
Yeah.
Maybe there's one other.
Yeah, because like, who are we kidding? Right, we're gonna start a Stadium.
The list this month is very funny because they decided to put all 3 Stadium variants as the starters. So there's Melee Pokemon Stadium, this Pokemon Stadium, and the PM specific one or the Brawl specific one.
Is that Mass List?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really funny.
But the funny thing is,
Stadium,
there's a slight difference. Like the Blast Zones are the exact same, but the platforms are a tiny bit different.
Really?
So yeah, so the Melee one, since the platforms are like a little lower, like they are in Melee, she gets the no impact land out of short hop on the side plats.
It doesn't on this one.
It does not on this one.
Oh, wow, that's weird. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, that is the PS2 that, like, if I can con people into going there,
yeah,
I'll go to that one.
I think it's really funny that you called it PS2 when it is for sure PS1.
True.
That's really funny.
I do that every time. They're just all PS2 in my head.
I've taken to calling it Stadium so that I don't mess that up.
That is smart.
I'm thinking. Gary's been really good in ledge situations today. Like, like making it look like people are absolutely helpless at ledge.
He's so unbelievably hard to edge guard too.
Yeah, that's true. Like I was watching him against Doug, and like one of the things that was so crazy is like I mean, I think that the matchup for Samus versus Marth is really bad, and it looked really bad. But I think like there's so many things where like he weaves around projectiles flying around so well. He's got such a great awareness of like where these things are going to be.
Even when I play him in Marth Sheik, like he is so good at mixing up his timings in a way where I can't stay on the ledge for too long, or he's gonna hit me and stage choke me and kill me, or he's gonna get there early, so like I don't even have an opportunity to get to the ledge while still dodging like good needle heights.
Yeah, true. Decisive golden victory.
Yeah, golden looked really good though.
Yeah, for sure. Really efficient.
Just like unbelievable fundamentals and a Falcon player. So those really go well.
So, okay, maybe you can tell me this. Like, how different is Falcon in PM versus Melee?
So it's funny. There's a lot of characters that are in both where it's like, okay, these characters are just completely different.
Yes.
But
yeah, like Fox and Falcon are like completely different.
Like, and Sheik is completely different.
Way different. Yeah.
I was talking to Ian, a Melee Peach player here, about Peach in this game, who is also completely different.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways,
also really
because AGT exists and she has aerial down B and shit like that.
Yeah, Icy's also really different.
Falcon isn't like that really. He is different in some ways, but it really just feels like the Melee training weights are off.
Oh,
like
interesting. Okay.
He moves very similar to Melee Falcon. He has the like obvious. It's a little easier to move in general and like hit dashbacks and stuff in this game compared to Melee, but he has a similar game plan as he does in Melee, and it's just like faster and it's a little easier to execute.
Okay.
Like Gentleman's not having to be like a difficult input, it being completely trivial in this. Is
it's kind of
huge in itself.
It's like Falcon with quality of life updates.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
It literally is Falcon, but all of his stuff works and it's like maybe a little easier.
Not bad. No, it's like there's I think it's kind of funny because like we don't have any Falcon here in Mass anymore. It's like people just kind of play him
sometimes
a little bit, like occasionally, but like we don't really see a lot of Falcon. So every time I go like anywhere else, I'm just like, oh, I forgot this character was like even here.
Yeah,
like I remember that. Oh, that was a great tech.
That was an awesome tech.
Yeah.
One thing that Gary is so good at is spacing around approaching aerials and using dashback.
Yeah.
But against Falcon, that is so much harder.
Yeah.
Just because he has so much aerial drift, he's coming at you with a super active hitbox.
Yep.
And he can overshoot so easily because he's so fast.
Yep. Exactly. And it's like even as Marth, even if it's like you said, even if you can dash back like that.
Like eventually you can overshoot far enough where Marth just runs out of stage and has to
that's
get hit.
That's exactly it. It's like you only have somewhere far to go, and it's like even on like the really big stages, like not like this one, but like even like on huge stages, it's still not that far to go.
Exactly. And I'm sure Gary
wanted
to go to a stage like this that's smaller because there's less space to dash back, but there's less stage for Golden to dash around in neutral and build up that speed and momentum.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I was going to be asking. Is it wise to take Falcon to a smaller, like mid-sized, smaller stage like this versus give yourself the space, or like are you giving by giving yourself the space, are you giving Falcon more space?
So it depends on the matchup a lot of the time, but a good way to look at it is like a lot of Falcon stuff is going to kill you no matter what stage you're on.
Yep.
If you're on a really big stage and you don't have ways to confirm and exploit Falcon's recovery, he's going to live for a really fucking long time.
Yep. Oh,
tough mistake. But if you go to a smaller stage, he is going to kill you sooner, but he doesn't have that space to run around.
Right.
And that's what Gary's trying to take away.
Yep. By going somewhere like here, yeah. Yeah, because that makes sense. Because it's like one of those. Like I always try to think about it as like, because I play Rob, right? So like when I'm playing Rob, I'm like, do I want to be like I have two modes to play Rob, right? I can play Rob on a stage like this, but I can't use the top that much because I don't have a lot of time until my opponent gets to me to charge, right? Or even to get it out there.
Yeah, to set it up.
So it's like with that, I'm like lasering more a little bit, but then also like trying to go for like like well spaced areas and stuff like that. But like on a bigger stage, I have a lot more room to kind of set projectiles up and kind of do that, but also I'm giving my opponent more time. And it's like, for Falcon, he's flying at you, like at Mach speed, like constantly. And it's like, what do you do? And then this is actually one of the things that I've always struggled against, like the faster characters and stuff like that. And Falcon especially, because he just feels like this.
He's really oppressive, yeah.
Yeah. He's like super in your face, and there's no way to like.
That was such an unbelievably good
wow. Honestly, Golden with the text, so good. Also Gary too. Like
both of them.
Yeah, both of them are really relevant.
Gary's been grinding a lot more rivals than PM, and that is such a core mechanic to that game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like almost all the stages have walls. There are no meteors.
Yep.
So everything that hits you downward like that is a spike. You can't just jump out of it. So you're trying to wall tech if you're anywhere near the stage.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like it's really important to be able to wall tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
I've noticed from playing more rivals that like that's gotten more into my muscle memory too.
Sure.
So he's definitely gonna be on point with those.
Yeah, I think the idea of cross-training on another game is really interesting. I've thought about this a lot. It's like what kinds of games are good to cross-train on for PM, or even PM or for Melee. Like this kind of game. Like what do you do?
Yeah.
And it's like I was talking about this at SMBs. We're talking about like cross-training in Melee. He's playing a lot of Unranked, but he plays Doc in Melee.
Yep.
Where it's like you have like Doc is like the only honest character in Melee, right? He is he's like the only. It's exactly what it says on the tin.
He's too honest, yeah.
He's so honest, and it's like the only thing that he does do that's not on the tin is up B cancel, and it's goofy, it's cool, but it's not like that. I guess it's pretty useful, but it's
not like that good.
No, he's not going to be using it all the time.
It's not unbelievably fast, and it's not like a thing you can do all the time.
But it is really fast.
You can do it quick.
You can do it quick, but it's like it's a cool thing, but there's not tons of stuff you can do out of it. It's not like a whole thing. I don't know. It's kind of funny because like you can do it. It's tight. But it's not like the linchpin of your kit. You know?
Yeah.
So like he has to kind of work with these things where it's like, oh, Gary, huge nod. Gary, sorry, I caught that. Anyway, but it's like not to talk about Melee Doc too much while we're watching.
Oh, that nair was so good. That's so unfortunate.
Damn.
But we take those.
We do. What do you think he was expecting? Where he ended up with a dodge
I think it was just a wave dash, probably.
Okay.
Or he just like slipped on the stage while thinking he was going to get forwarded.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was. Something along those lines. I think he was preparing for attack.
We're definitely going to go somewhere bigger, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I bet Dreamland. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no.
I stand corrected.
Massachusetts PM player. Dreamland is a band.
Yeah, true. That's fair.
I'm actually a little surprised to see
I'm a little
Battlefield.
bit surprised. I kind of thought we were going to go to
Luigi.
Yeah, Luigi.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But this does kind of make sense, because this is one of the stages like a Melee player would be the most familiar with.
Yeah, that's
especially
what I
in
was
this
gonna
matchup.
say. Yes, exactly. It's like you don't want to go
Like,
somewhere where you're not.
Yeah, like the comfortability of a Melee player to just go to Battlefield
Yep.
and play Falcon Marth.
Yeah.
Like they've done it before. Throw right 4 pieces.
Go. I heard him.
Yeah, we can hear him.
He's yapping outside.
That F smash was unbelievable. It was definitely an aerial,
God.
but that's crazy.
You know what? We take it. That's awesome. Dude, yeah, like there's, I think there's a lot to be said for that. I'd be surprised. I'm always surprised whenever I see a Melee player pick up a PM stage, like at all in PM. It's
Yeah.
just like it's like if you're not familiar, you don't know what it's gonna be. You're already in a game with a lot of unfamiliar characters, or
Yeah,
characters
exactly.
that look like characters you know, but they're not quite the same.
But are different, yeah.
Yeah. So like you want to be something between most players. Yeah, but it's like we were saying before. It's like Falcon, all of Falcon's like stuff is basically the same. It's like he's doing the same Falcon stuff. It's just like now he's PM.
A really good example of this in PM is Chris O'Reilly.
Yes. Yeah.
Like-
exactly.
Like old Melee head, still enters brackets at both all the time. Has very similar game plans.
Yep.
And Falcon
Right there.
just got a weight nerf in the last update
Oh.
to make him have like a little tiny bit less survivability.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest
Yeah.
people against that update recently